Hello and welcome to Talking with Famous People. I'm host Eric. I'm going to talk about argumentation vectors today with my debate class as they relate to cognitive functions. Here's the overview of what we just talked about. SI is introverted sensing. This is a cognitive function that correlates with the following kinds of arguments. Past examples. Why? Because this cognitive function specifies, it deals with that which has already occurred, that which you've already processed. Memories. It's going to find solutions from similar corollaries. It's going to say, well, this is almost like this other thing, so let's do what we did in this other thing that worked. And any expert intuitive kind of an argument will argue, first of all, it will favor negative arguments. It will prefer argument against stuff rather than in favor of stuff. It would rather not commit to an argument, rather wait to see what you say and tell you why you're wrong. It's going to use mechanism arguments with distant connections, which means they're not going to be necessarily strong links, but they won't be weak links, they're going to be unexpected links. So you'll be talking about the Iraq War or something, you'll use an analogy of how ducks behave when geese are around or something. And that would be any kind of a thing to do. And then they're analogical. These kind of arguments are analogical, which means we try to draw those kind of disparate connections, as I indicated there with the ducks and stuff. So, NI, on the other hand, introverted intuition, it favors determinate arguments, whereas NE favors arguments that disrupt and make things less clear. NI prefers arguments that make things more clear. And it will find arguments that would appear to be exclusive of contrary arguments to the same extent that they both can't be true. And they're going to, in terms of argument style, Anna, they're going to argue slowly and deliberately, which is to say they're not going to talk like me at all. They're going to explain their idea carefully and precisely one time through, and then expect that to be sufficient. FE, if you are an extroverted feeler, if you are leading with extroverted feeling and you're making arguments, your natural argumentation style is going to be to make inherency arguments, which is problem is bad. But we have to do something. Look at all the people who are homeless. We have to raise taxes and help them. We have to do something. Is it okay that in a country where we have billionaires and we have wealth beyond reckoning that we can have people who are homeless in the streets? Not okay. We need to do something. Let's pass this legislation right now. That is a FE argument. Why? Because it is saying the problem is bad in the status quo. It is not thinking about whether the proposed solution is actually going to work. It's satisfied by the fact that we're doing something to solve a big problem. Okay, so FE is going to be more concerned about doing something than whether or not it's going to work. When they do explain their justifications, it's going to be in utilitarian impacts in their natural state. The FE person in his or her natural environment will make utilitarian arguments unless they've had debate, which they learn how to make all kinds of arguments. Utilitarian arguments is simply saying this: well, we should do it because a lot of people are going to be helped if we do, and people will be hurt if we don't. That's not really a good reason to do anything in and of itself, but it's what extroverted feeling looks to for justifications. Okay? If a person is heavy in the TI area, which is to say TI dominance should be an INTP, for example, they're going to make mechanism arguments, but with strong links. Unlike the ducks and geese, they're going to be saying, well, it's actually like this corollary that occurred in 1947 with China, and it'll be a legitimate corollary, and it won't be relying so much on the mechanism. It'll be almost it'll establish the mechanism clear more. It'll prove the mechanism more than it establishes it. So, which, if you understand the difference, is simply it's saying yes, this mechanism exists more than we see this mechanism in all sorts of parts of the world, and it's fundamental to nature. That would be an NE, and this would be an TI. So, as far as defense style TI, they're like water. They don't want to commit to anything. They don't want to be pinned down because of a TI person who's leading with inverted thinking. They are going to be, once they've committed to an idea, then they are sort of committed to all of its deductive implications. And so they're very hesitant to commit to any particular claim, and thus will defend by squirreling away from any attempt to pin them down. Well, would you say okay, you just said that if we bomb the Middle East, then terrorists will get more angry. But isn't it the case that we've been bombing them for a long time, and how much, does that have a ceiling? Or can they get infinitely angry, or are they angry enough now? And your opponent will be like, Well, I mean, I think it's really difficult to answer the question for any individual human being, but we know that the group, possibly that increasing numbers of individuals will be impacted, so they might very well you have plenty of capacity left to get angry, and they're not really addressing the core question, which is, what is the link between them being angry? I mean, what is the difference between them being angry now and them being angry 5 years ago? Are they more angry now because we're bombing them more? Or are they less angry now, or what? They just try to avoid that link by saying, well, people get angry when you bomb them. That's not an answer, you know, I mean, TE will say, will argue a plan of some sort and a concrete advocacy, and so they'll say, well, we should involve ourselves in the Middle East, and here's how we should do it. And these are the justifications for the plan I'm giving are going to be mechanistic, and they're going to be social psychological more. They're going to say, well, people's nature is this, and thus they should behave in that fashion. As far as the framework, it's going to be pragmatic. It's going to be a crypto-eudemic framework. Crypto-eudemism, you don't have to remember the name of it, but you should remember, yeah, I'm looking at you, I am, because you're looking to him for answers of truth, but all truth comes from this mouth, not his. His words, nothing but lies. That'd be hard. I want you guys to try that. Try to say nothing but lies all day today. Could you do that? How long do you think you can say nothing but lies for? I guess if you only make declarative statements that are untrue, it wouldn't be that difficult. Yeah. If you just went around all day going like, trees are made out of meat.
You just start trying right now, like, hey, you're not
That's not nice. Goodbye, Anna. Where's
FI.
Anna going? FI. Yeah. Thank you. Excellent. That was my FI response to his mean comment. I said, that's not nice, and it's right there. That's excellent demonstration of this kind of argument. All right, so SE's arguments are going to be something along the lines of look, we should just, what we need to do, it'll be, first of all, it'll be like TE, but it'll be vague, okay? So it'll be, well, we should just go in there and deal with it. We just go in there and send the army in there and kick some ass, take some ass. Like those kind of plans are SE. That kind of organization is SE. Oh, they think they're going to pull that on the United States of America? Well, hell no. We've got tanks and fighter planes. Problem solved. That's SE. They should be kept away from public policy. As should FI and FE. The only people who should be allowed to participate in public policy making are these guys right here. NE, TE, TI, NI, and as a subordinate only, they have to be totally subordinate. They have to. This guy can be the helper. Okay, he is not part of the decision-making team, but he's the helper. We can access his stuff. But these four guys here, NE, NI, not FE, no, NE, NI, TI, and TE, these four guys are the ones who need to make public policy. And that's one to grow on. Remember, guys, yes, that will be on your midterm. What day is the midterm?
Next week.
What day, though?
Tuesday.